I kind of need to talk about something that's bothering me. It's Whacka from Paper Mario. So Whacka's a new optional boss from Paper Mario, and I looked at guides on how to beat him, and I read the guides. I'm like, oh, okay, so this shouldn't be too bad. I just did the boss fight. Holy hell! I did it, but it was one of the roughest battles I've ever had in a Mario RPG, and I just want to talk about it. Alright, so here's how Waka works. If you even want to fight Waka in the first place, you first have to complete the Pit of 100 Trials at least once. So in case you don't know what that is, there's this pit, and it has 100 levels, and the deeper you go, the more intense the enemies become. You cannot exit once you enter, unless it's every 10 levels. So if you're at level 10 and you decide you don't want to go on any longer, you just exit and you're done. But you have to start all over. So if you make it to level 50 and decide you can't go on any further, you have to exit and then you have to start all over again, which is rough on its own. But think about this. You get to save before you go in, you don't get to save during. So let's say hypothetically you're at level 52 and you decide you just can't do it anymore. Well, 52 isn't an even level 10 level, meaning if you die and you can't go any further, you lost all that progress because the last save you made was before you entered the pit. It's a tough, rough experience. You don't want to go in there unless you're ready. So first of all, in order to have the privilege of fighting Waka, you have to do the Pit of 100 Trials. You have to complete it in full. And it gets really devastating and really rough because the deeper you go, again, the harder and more intense and more numerous and more powerful the enemies become. And if that's not devastating enough, right when you reach the end, there's another boss, Bone Tail, a bone-like dragon who hits hard, has a lot of HP, has a lot of mechanics like confusion, and she can do status effects on you and your partner. She's a really rough boss fight. But once you do it, you get a new badge, you get to brag that you did a Pit of 100 Trials, you win, congratulations. Now, in order to fight Waka, you have to do the whole thing all over again. To be fair, you can't skip the first 50 levels the second time around if you complete the Pit of 100 Trials once. It costs 300 coins, which shouldn't be anything to you. It should be worth it. So you can skip the first 50 levels. That's fine. But still, 50 to 100 are the most powerful, devastating, most HP, status-affecting opponents in the pit. And you have to do it all over again. Fine. Whatever. I'm more prepared this time. By the time you go through the 100 pits, you're going to level a few times. You'll get a bag that increases the amount of items you can carry. I got it this time. So the second time around, I was comfortable. It's good. Here's where things got devastating. Here's where I was like, I wish I had a better warning. Waka is devastating. He hits like a freaking truck. He hits harder than any other opponent in this game, single-handedly. He is one hell of an look. I faced the optional secret bosses in almost every single Mario RPG, right? Almost all of them. I won't claim I did all of them. I faced almost all of them, and they were rough. But Waka stands out because he basically can two-shot you. He can basically kill you in one turn, and there's almost nothing you can do about it. Not only that, he heals for almost his full health halfway through. So he has high defense, and I'm attacking him, and I get him below 100 health, and I got excited because I'm like, yay, okay, I'm doing damage, and then he heals in full. Ugh! And not only that, he hits like a truck, right? I think one of his attacks did 75 points of damage to me, and I just dropped dead. You know what the worst part of it is? Waka thinks this is all a game. Like, he's, like, I won't say simple-minded, but he's kind of childish. So he thinks this whole fight's just a game, and he's enjoying himself. I'm over here fighting for my life. I just went through 100 steps of the Pit of Trial twice just to have the privilege of fighting him, and he thinks it's a complete joke. I don't know what Nintendo was thinking, but man, he left an impression on me. The best advice I can give, or any guide can give, is learn how to super guard. Because if you super guard, you take 0 damage, but the timing's tight, and he does this thing. I noticed he did this thing once in a while where he throws an attack at you, and I'm like, okay, block, but then the second attack attacks in the middle of his first attack, so your reflexes have to be lightning fast. Otherwise, your partner dies, and you die. I threw everything I had. You know, I didn't even use special moves. I died a few times fighting him, and I did special moves on him. But then a couple times after fighting, special moves are useless. They do no damage. They take too much time. He heals anyway. All I could really do is just... There was one advice I saw from a guy that was really good. Use Goombella, Rally Wink, on Mario, which allows him to attack twice in one turn, and just smash the heck out of him. Just jump on him as much as possible. I personally like Spring Jump. It's a powerful attack that does a ton of damage, but the problem is it has tight timing, so if you miss, you do 0 damage and you just used up 4 FP for no reason. I don't know what to tell you other than, man, Whacka was like, he made my heart pound. The timing's tight. That's the secret of why he's so tough, right? It's because you can guard, but it's useless because guarding still does a bunch of damage. You need to super guard, and under super guard, you need tight timing, and if you don't do it, you lose. And it's devastating because if you're this poor guy who went through the pit and you face Whacka and you're like, I can't do it, you have to go through the pit a third time or even more times or come back and try again. You know, my first impression about this fight was it's impossible, it's never going to happen. But as soon as I realized, okay, super guarding is the key, that I calmed down. But even then, like, if you don't super guard well, you're basically dead. I didn't use any items on him. I just tried to kill him. He's the one boss fight where I'm like, kill as fast as possible or else. But yeah, I just wanted to say this as a warning. Brace yourself. He is surprisingly difficult. He hits like a truck, but I guess it's worth it. You get a little badge that shows that you beat him, and you get to complete your tattle log finally. But I am happy to say after I beat him, I completed my tattle log. Link to the video of that below. So my tattle log's completely complete, and you get a completely useless badge. But at least I get to show off and say, I killed Whacka. And the first couple attempts, it was devastating. That's it. That's my warning. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.